Hello ladies and gents. I'm not just excited, but furiously excited, really excited. In looking at the Giza pyramids, we see something extraordinary if we compare it to what lies in the heavens, in the stars. In primordial times, there lived a king called Saurid. Saurid was proud of his nation. One day, his prognosticators approached him with trepidation. They told him that according to their calculations, their nation would all come to an end in an epic catastrophe which they had seen in the stars. They said that everything they had ever accomplished would be obliterated. Furthermore, their nation would be invaded by another people who would not comprehend what had come before. Saurid was distraught. He asked his wise men, "Is there any avoiding this?" They said, "No, there is nothing that can be done." Sparing no expense, Saurid ordered the design of an epic structure. This structure had to be able to withstand any catastrophe, and it would also contain encoded within all the greatest scientific discoveries of the world at that time, so that the information would never be lost. Saurid then ordered construction to begin. At completion, he boasted that his structure was so well built that what he had built in 60 years would take more than 600 years of continuous work to demolish. Saurid then fades away into a legend that has been told by the Arabs regarding the Great Pyramid for thousands of years. Strangely, the name Saurid is not found in any list of Egyptian kings. If we look to the heavens, most star systems are actually double stars. Our sun is kind of rare in being single. To me, the almost equal size of the Khufu and Khafre pyramids represent a kind of huge double star, a double white-yellow star. The white, slightly yellow limestone used is a perfect colour to represent our sun's colour, but also matches well with the nearest star. Astronomer Royal Norman Lockyer actually told us that the pre-Egyptians were star worshippers. What do we find 4.4 light-years distant? Alpha Centauri is a double yellow-white star, much like our sun. One of the stars is slightly larger than the other, representing possibly the small size difference between the Khufu and Khafre pyramids. Nearby these two giant pyramids is a smaller pyramid 10 times smaller. This pyramid has pink casing stones and also casing stones of other colours, a multicolored display. Near Alpha Centauri at 4.3 light-years distant lies PROXIMA CENTAURI, a red dwarf star 10 times smaller than either of the Alpha Centauri stars. It was only discovered in 1915 with 20th century equipment. It is thought to be part of the Alpha Centauri star system, but we are still not quite sure about this. It is a terribly faint dwarf star. Is this why the Menkaura Pyramid, which this might represent, lies off kilt with the other two pyramids, not quite part of their world? Did the builders launch an interstellar mission to Alpha Centauri? Why on earth would they have incorporated information about the nearest star system at Giza? Is this a memento? A time capsule? We already know the Giza builders knew the exact size of the Earth. Having 3 and even more pyramids allows this to be a multi-dimensional time capsule, lots of different possible combinations of information. But if, as the Saurid legend says, different information is all combined into the one structure, it must be inaccurate. Unless we possess some sort of encryption key. This key might be a numerical multiplier, a constant found at Giza. I hypothesize the builders of the Great Pyramid had access to ancient books, ancient information. I believe it is clear that the Saurid civilization encrypted everything scientific into the pyramid, that they could, using some computer, to come up with a design which averages out all the information. I believe they told the ancient computer to take some kind of average with an emphasis upon the incorporation of atomic information as well into their time capsule. Another legend says Khufu was an archaeologist and sought out the lost Book of Thoth inside an ancient tomb which contained ancient science, possibly the story of his own excavation into the Great Pyramid. Who knows? Did he build it or simply remodel and renovate it, intending it as a tomb for himself? If you look at the Bible, the Babel Tower legend seems to be another form of the Saurid legend. An arrogant people built a tower to heaven thinking they were gods. They became scattered and forgotten. The Babel legend is a legend of a hostile conquering people looking in on Egypt. The Saurid legend is a legend from the pre-Egyptians themselves and about themselves. For me, the Great Pyramid is the most confident, determined, complete building there ever was. You do not embark on such a building unless you are as arrogant as a Tower of Babel builder, unless you are at least somewhat high-tech. The fact we can't find similar buildings shows they are, I think, all underwater on former Ice Age coastlines and river systems, or destroyed by ancient great catastrophes such as asteroid impacts like Tunguska, which the Great Pyramid was deliberately designed to withstand. Is this why Sonkis, priest of Sais, Egypt, whose name comes down to us from the Atlantis story known to Plutarch, laughed at Solon and told him, "You Greeks are all children and do not know what has come before," because the classical Greeks, as epic as their civilization was, had no inkling of what had once been.